Hey, welcome to my channel. So if you followed the previous episode, you know that I bought this abandoned sailboat for 300 bucks. After giving it a good clean, gutting the interior and starting the restoration. Today I will fix the deck hatch problem. The Balboa 21 originally had this deck hatch, which wasn't very attractive and wasn't really watertight. On my boat, it was in poor condition, so rather than repairing it, I wanted to replace it with a kind of transparent deck hatch. Thanks to the Balboa and Aquarius owner community, I found this opening deck cover and decided to adapt it. I started by removing the old deck cover, which was held closed by a rather unusual system. I then positioned the new deck cover as best I could and determined the best possible location. Then I drew my cutting line and removed the old hardware. I then started cutting. At this point, I know that many of you will tell me that this is not the right tool. In theory, that's true. However, the deck was really too thick for a jigsaw, so I used what I had to hand. I also wanted to proceed gradually because I didn't know what I was going to find. After a lot of work and several dead batteries, I managed to make the first cut. I traced again to adjust the opening and continued cutting. After draining 2 more batteries, I finally positioned the deck cover frame, which fit quite well. A few final touches and the opening was almost perfect. After a good clean, I installed the frame and held it in place with clamps. This allowed me to drill the holes for the mounting screws. I made sure the holes were large enough, then drilled through from inside and from the deck. To ensure a good contact surface and a cleaner result, I then used some filler to repair the irregularities in my opening. After sanding it down, I applied a finishing coat, sanded it again, and it was done. I then put the upper frame of the deck cover in place and traced around it. Then I applied masking tape to prevent the caulk from spreading everywhere. I did the same thing on the inside. Before putting it in place, I removed the old caulk from both parts of the frame. Then I applied a generous amount of marine sealant to the inside of the frame. Finally, I put the lower frame in place and immediately tightened everything with clamps. To compensate for the height of the frame on the deck, I used small pieces of wood. Once the first part of the frame was securely in place, I applied a generous layer of sealant to the deck, making sure to fill in all the gaps. Then I applied sealant to the second part of the frame. I put the frame in place and realized I had put it on the wrong side. So I removed it and repositioned it, then started to install the screws. For this, I used black stainless steel screws. And after a long and delicate job, I was finally able to tighten all the screws. I then removed the masking tape from the inside, and the result was already quite satisfactory. I did the same thing on the deck and cleaned off the last bits of caulk with acetone. For the screws on the hood itself, I haven't found the ideal solution yet, but I have some black stainless steel screws that work for now. And after a few adjustments, the hood was functional. The last step was to screw in the retaining arm, and that's it. The new deck hatch is now fully operational, closes well, and lets a lot of light into the boat. Some people might say that the hatch would look better in white, but I didn't find one in white and I don't mind since I'll revisit the aesthetics a little later. All in all, I'm pretty happy with the result and I think it's a good improvement for the boat.
That's all for today. Take care and I will see you in the next video.